entering an unknown location.
Surrounded by trees.
A brook with a narrow stream flowing steadily.
Along the brook there were many plants and fungi.
The smell of molds filled the air.
No signs of animal life besides the occasional pile of scat.
Seemed to be different types of animals living amongst the brook, yet they were obviously hidden amongst the foliage.
What a lovely yet eerie place this is.
Proclaimed Jake to himself as he walked deeper into the woodland following the stream.
I knew I had some woods behind my house, but now a clue to the immense size of this place.
If I follow the stream, there is no way I can get lost.
Jake, sticking to his plan, continues walking the stream. He gets to a small waterfall, and it looks as if there is a tunnel or cave behind it.
Might as well have a look.
His anxious mind now driving his legs forward, wading through the small pool of water, he finds himself behind the waterfall, headed into the cavern. The tunnel was wide enough for a hippo to fit through, and after several feet opened up into a giant chamber.
Click.
Jake turns on his headlamp and looks around.
He sees what looks to be bones of deer and some small animal carcasses, along with more tunnels, 4 of them branching off.
Not sure about what could have killed the animals he saw, Jake figured they just wandered in and died. Had he noticed the gnawed portions or been more observant, perhaps he wouldn't have decided to venture further.
Click.
Jake clicks his headlamp, changing the light from white to green, as he chooses to take the tunnel on the far right side.
The tunnel is carved out so well it is almost man-made. But what ancient people would have been in these parts?
There were no stories about any civilization up here in the Northern Territory, where he was at least, as so much of this wilderness was thought to be untouched by human hands. The tunnel now curved, and another branch of tunnels, so knowing a bit about walking mazes as he had been through plenty hedge mazes growing up, Jake decided,
I'll simply keep taking the paths to the right, so that paths to the left will be the key to exiting. Crustaceous creatures, pale crayfish it seems they are.
Jake, a bit hungry and thirsty, takes a swipe at the crayfish and catches one. It is soft-shelled, so without hesitation Jake eats it up. Then he washes it down with some cave water.
The water, mineralized and the best I've ever tasted.
Now with a full stomach, Jake prepares to go further in. The cavernous chamber adds 3 more tunnels to choose from, and instinctively Jake keeps right. He hears dripping in the pool behind him, so he assumes it is raining outside, unbeknownst to him that the sound is dripping off another creature that has also stopped at the pool to consume some water.
Reaching a dead end, paw prints. I can't identify them, almost like a giant rodent.
So he turns around and begins heading back out. He makes it to the pool of water he drank from and rests a minute, noticing that nothing is dripping now, so it must have stopped raining above.
Wait, what's that? A pile of scat that wasn't there before. I hope it isn't a bear.
What could have left it?
Jake goes to dip his hands in the pool and he notices ripples reverberate across the water. He knows something is getting close, something big, and trying not to panic, he begins to take off the way he came.
Stick to the left-hand side. Just keep moving.
When he hears something closing in on him, he can feel it getting closer as his hair stands and he starts to run, running and going straight past the tunnel to the left.
Oh no, I made a mistake. This tunnel is inclining down.
Another chamber, but this one a horrific scene. Skeletons of men, a deadly trap Jake had now led himself into. The creature following him now closing in, Jake thinks to hide, and in disgust covers himself with bones, clicking off his headlamp. He hears it sniffing through the chamber. He tries to control his breathing, but feels the drool dripping on him.
Grab a bone, click on the light. Oh God.
He screams in horror as the giant rodent lunges forward with its mighty incisors. Jake rolls and swings the bone, hitting the teeth of the creature.
Must have struck a nerve.
It stuns the rodent temporarily. Back on his feet, he starts to run, but just as he's heading up the incline, he slips. The giant rodent has urinated on the path, making it impossible to climb.
Oh no!
Jake screams, his headlamp flickers off as he feels the teeth sink into his skin.
There is no happy ending to this tale. A cruel reminder that curiosity feeds the rat.